Well, it was a good first week for the Texas offense as they take out Wyoming, and the man behind that offense joins us right now. Bryan Harsin, you got the clicker. We love when you break down plays, Bryan. You know that, don't you?
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's start out with one of your Wildcat formations. DJ Monroe had one of the best games he's had at Texas.
Yeah.
Break down how this play works.
Yeah, you're right. He did have a very good game. And, you know, in this particular play right here, you know, we're letting Joe have the option of keeping this or giving this.
Okay.
And, you know, just based off the perimeter look right here, he thinks it looks good, so he goes ahead and gives it. Ship does a nice job out here in the perimeter, but there's always going to be one guy for the sweeper, and that's DJ's guy. And what we were really fired up right here is to watch him lower his pads, keep his feet. I mean, that's a train wreck happening right there. And he's able to keep his feet and will himself in the end zone. That was a big, big run for him and really just got us excited about that play and about him.
Well, and the fastest guy stretching the defense wide,
yes.
One of the most powerful guys going up the middle. That's got to be tough to defend.
Yeah, speed on the perimeter, physicalness up front, you know, with the line and the power of the back of Joe and all that.
Texas fans love that play call, the most famous play call in your history. Probably the Statue of Liberty. We've seen it a couple times here at Texas. You pulled it out against Wyoming. What are the keys to making this play work?
Well, it's really the back, you know, on this right here. I think the action really sells it. And the back's job on this particular play is he's got to take the ball from the quarterback. The quarterback can't see where he's putting it. And so he's got to take it from him, and then really the sell of the line as well. You know, we're faking a little swing throw out there to Shipley, and then you've got David right here. He's just got to trust that Malcolm's going to take it from him, and Malcolm's got to time that out. And so it really comes down to those guys just executing in practice, timing it out, trusting each other on the play, and it's one of those fun plays where those guys get excited about it.
Yeah, as a former quarterback, is that one of those that you wanted to have when you were playing, and now that you can call the plays, I'm going to throw it in there?
Absolutely not. I never wanted to put the ball behind my back. No, when we first did it, you know, the guys were over there messing around with it, and I remember looking at it at practice when I was at Boise going, there's no way we're going to do that. And they kept doing it, and it looked so clean that eventually we did it, and it just happened to work out.
And you wanted to call it all year, and you saved it for the Sooners.
Saved it for the Sooners.
Yeah, Texas
fans
right. Don't mind that. All right, so you're 2 for 2. Not everyone bats 1,000, Bryan. You did have a trick play with Jackson Shipley. We know he can throw the ball. We saw that last year. Or maybe this is how you designed it, right? You designed this.
Well, you know what? We'd like to change things up week to week right here.
Right.
And so he asked me, it was funny because he said, why are we calling this play good luck? And I guess he found out right here in this particular situation.
But there are some good things that actually came out of this.
There are some good things in this right here, and then we officially changed the name to Houdini after this was over. But yeah, you know, here's the thing. You know, Shipley's a guy that can do a lot of things, and we've seen him throw the ball, and you know he's going to make a good decision, and that's really key on those type of plays right here. And so he gets himself outside completely to the other side of the field right here and knows he has room. You see David Ash coming in right there to make a play. You see Joe coming back to make a play on a block there. And Mason really does a great job out here just keeping it alive and keeping somebody covered up. And Shipley ends up getting us positive yards out of that. You see Mike coming in the picture right there on a peel back and helping out Shipley. But that's really the key is you put the ball in a guy's hands like that, and he's not going to really make a mistake for you. He's not going to throw it up. He's going to get rid of it, or he's going to create something to make something happen like he did.
I know you do this like 22 hours a day, so we're done with the clip.
Yes.
We appreciate it, though. I still have some questions for you, though. Now, the last play we just looked at, if you notice, there were a lot of sophomores on the field for Texas. Last year, 40% of your offense was comprised by freshmen. This year, it's only 2%. Is it nice to not have to rely on the freshmen?
It is, you know, just to have that experience, you know, guys having game experience, being able to go back and study and film from the previous year, knowing how we operate in practice, how we operate out there in game times. You know, it's been better, and I think just that experience has helped us, it's helped them, and so when those guys step on the field, all that newness is gone from that standpoint. It's just out there just operating and doing what we're supposed to do.
And that was actually offensive percentage in season openers last year, 40%. I mean, a season opener, you're already asking for freshmen to come and contribute, and that's got to be difficult. We've seen how the guys have looked a lot different in practice and in game one this year.
Yeah, they have, you know, and again, it just comes back to that experience. And, you know, the one thing, freshmen or not, if we're going to play them, they got to be prepared. You know, and that's our job. And so, you know, we're not going to put anything on them being young. We're going to get them prepared and to go out there and play and try to put them in that environment during practice and just say, now look out here, guys, there's going to be 101,000 people out here watching you play. go do your job. That's what we're asking you to do, and just go execute it like you've done in practice.
Well, you've got a lot of different running backs that do a lot of different things on this team, and Joe Bergeron, 107 of his yards were in between the tackles.
Right.
And then you look at Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Brown, 71 of his yards on 6 carries were outside the tackle. Is that by design?
No, it's not. You know, that's really a feel thing. When those two guys are in there, you know, they really complement each other. You don't have to really change the play calling when you've got both of them in the backfield. And so when they come in there and spell each other, one guy's tired, he comes out, they high five, next guy goes in. It's a great 1-2 punch. They work well with each other, and we'll go inside or outside with either one of them. Their strengths are to be a powerful back, and they can balance it, and they can run inside, and they can run outside, and so it makes it nice to have those two guys back there.
Do you feel like you're going to use Jonathan Gray in a different role this week as opposed to last week, or is that just one of those things that didn't work out in terms of?
Well, you know, one of the things, having Joe and Malcolm there, you know, Jonathan doesn't have to do everything. And so he gets a chance to get in there and have a few of his plays called. Not as many plays got called for him as we would have liked. This week he'll have more opportunities. This week he's got a defense that he has a chance to prepare for and watch film on. Wyoming was a team that we weren't quite sure what they were going to do defensively. We heard 2 or 3 different things, and so putting a young guy out there in especially a blitz package protection type play, you know, is difficult. Those other guys have experience. And so the way it worked out with Joe and Malcolm, I thought they were running really, really well. We didn't want to take them out because of what they were doing, and the run game was working well.
DJ Monroe, as we mentioned, had a really good game in his first game. Going to be used in kind of a similar role as Dejae Johnson. What is Johnson's role going to be in his first game?
Yeah, he'll play receiver.
Okay.
You know, he spent most of his time at the receiver position in fall camp. He's a guy that we can move around. He's very multiple. But we felt like when he came in, as far as the formations go, what's the best thing for him to learn? Well, to move all over the place and get used to the formations. And you can line up in the backfield. We can put you in the backfield. We can put you in I. We can put you next to the quarterback. Those are easier things to do. And so getting him in the backfield, or excuse me, getting him out there at wide receiver and letting him learn the formations has been beneficial. And he's got very good hands. He's got very good speed. He's a guy that when you do get the ball in his hands out there on the perimeter, somehow, some way, he's got the ability to make something happen.
Coach, it's always fun when we talk football, especially when you get out the clicker. Good luck.
That was a good time.
It was a good time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We'll do it again, I
Enjoyed
promise.
All right.